So now that we have the significance manager set up for the zombie pawn, I'm going to go ahead and start working on basically some simple, not really logic to control the tick, that'll come later, but pretty much just to store the distance and kind of the angle at which the pawn is to our viewpoint. So what I mean is, let's pretend we have this zombie here. I want to be able to track, what angle he is at. So if he's looking, if we're looking head on to him, or if he's, to one of our sides, out of view, and directly behind, and all that kind of stuff. I want to know so that way we can come up with some kind of, I'm going to call them buckets because that's what Epic calls them, but some kind of bucket as to which they will fall in. So we can, basically the higher tier of the bucket, the faster they will tick, the lower tier, the lower they will tick. Or sorry, the slower they will tick. So to begin, we want our significance function. Now to get the angle, and let's just start with distance. Keep it simple. So const float distance, and that's going to be equal to get actor, or sorry, actually let's do effector dist between get actor location and the viewpoint dot get location, and there's our distance. Now we want to get that angle I was talking about. So the first thing we need to do is const effector, and we want to subtract out the current actor's location from the viewpoint's location. So let's do position difference equals get actor location minus viewpoint get location. And now we want the forward dot product and right dot product between the position difference and our viewpoint. So const float forward dot product equals u Kismet math library. Let's call it it's dot vector vector, and we want the position difference and the viewpoint dot get rotation dot forward vector. Now we can go ahead and duplicate this line, and it'll be the right dot product, and instead of forward vector we use the right vector. Once we have that, we can go ahead and get the angle. So const float angle, that is going to equal the f math because we want it to be an absolute value. And we want the f math, was it a tan 2? And we want the right dot product for y and forward dot product for the x. Now, what I want to do is simply print this out. So angle percent f angle. So we're printing out our given angle. And let's also do distance. So angle and distance. And we can run our live coding. Okay, once that is done, I basically want to delete all the zombies just to make it a lot easier. And I'm also going to go to the zombie pawn. Actually, not the pawn, the zombie controller. And simply not call the start logic. Well, we can actually get rid of that too, but not call start logic. So that way we know just the pawn's not going to move. So we press play, and we have the angle and distance. So the distance is seemingly good to go. However, we do have 2 being printed, so that makes me think we actually did spawn another zombie somewhere. Oh, yeah, we did. So let me actually really quick go back to the game mode to resolve that. So game modes, zombies game mode. Go to our set max allowed zombies. Okay, that is 0. So I'm actually going to remove that where I was setting it to 0 and instead go to our start round and just not start the round. So we'll comment that out. And then actually I want to do one more thing. In the zombie pawn, let's remove the log for the post significance function. We know it's, runs and all that. We don't need to have it spam. So now we can run our live coding, and we should have a nice clear log. So we have our distance. That seems to be Good to go, just fine. And let's check our angle. So we're looking head on, and we have, an angle of basically 0. As I look away, that angle increases to about 1 when they are out of view on both sides. And when they are straight behind, we get a value of, let's try to get it pretty much perfect. So it goes up to about 3.14, give or take. So we can use that as kind of our angle, so to speak. So what we can really do if we want is normalize it between a value of 0 and 3.14 to give us a range of 0 to 1, with 1 being completely behind. And I think I'm going to do that to make it a little bit cleaner. So const float, let's call it the behind angle, and that's going to equal f math. Do we have a normalize? No, we do not. So ukismet math library, we want to normalize to range, and the value we want to normalize is angle, with the range minimum being 0 and the range max being 3.1. Let's see, what was it? 3 point. Oh, great, there's a lot of them. So let me try this again. Yeah, so basically 3.14 is basically the, well, max. So 3.14. Actually, I wonder if the max would likely be high. I'm kind of curious. Oops. So we should have pi as a constant. It looks like we do. And it locked up my editor. There we go. Okay, maybe that's not how you access it. Oh, or it's quite literally just pi. But that says something about deprecation. And they are seemingly deprecated. So let me figure that part out. Okay, apparently pi is defined in the math utility. So include Unreal Math utility, sorry. And then where was I at? We can grab pi. So that's going to take us to the wrong spot or the right spot. Oh, wait, that was actually just here. Okay, so I just had to search through it, but it is UE underscore pi. So UE underscore pi, and now we have our behind angle. So now, if we run our live coding, we should basically see the angle, instead of being between 0 and 3.14 something something, it's going to be between 0 and 1. So we press play. We have our angle, so 0, and we get very close to a value of 1. So basically, anything behind, above like 0.75 is going to be kind of completely out of the way. So let's try 0.75 and eject. And that's kind of the angle. So we can kind of use this as a judgment to build kind of like a little bit of a visual as to what we want the angles to be. So what angles and distance do we want, various, buckets to live in? So that's something we're going to have to work on, but we just need to kind of draw it out and figure out what all we need, because it's going to be done kind of on a I almost want to say type basis. So each zombie is going to kind of have its own, and the zombie's calculation might be different than, say, something like a firearm. So a firearm can be a lot more aggressive because we really don't need to see it animate unless we're up close. But regardless, that is going to be all for this video. I just wanted to get that in place so we have something to work with. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.